Today I will be talking about the United Kingdom and its political pillar. To begin, the regime type of the United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy. This means that operating as a constitutional monarchy, there is a royal family that serves to represent the United Kingdom as the heads of state. However, this role, and as such, the role of the king, is largely ceremonial. The members of the royal family inherit their position by birthright. Additionally, the monarchy is not involved directly in policy making or political parties. The United Kingdom's government operates under a constitution, similar to the United States. However, it consists of both written and unwritten statements and rules, and it serves to regulate the relationship between the state and the people, as well as between government institutions and political parties. The legislative branch of the United Kingdom's political pillar is called Parliament. Parliament is the central legislative body in the United Kingdom. It consists mostly of two houses, the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The House of Commons is the lower house, which consists of 650 members, and it serves to debate and vote on bills and laws, which are generally proposed by the Cabinet or Prime Minister. The House of Lords, on the other hand, is the upper house, which generally holds less legislative power than the House of Commons, but can still amend and examine proposals. If approved by both houses of Parliament, a bill can become a law. This is, of course, with a lengthy amendment and scrutinization process. Members of Parliament are elected by the public by general elections every 5 years via constituents. Additionally, the monarch is generally considered to be a parliamentary figure, though their power, again, is largely ceremonial and symbolic. In the executive branch, there are generally two positions. One is the Prime Minister. In the UK, the Prime Minister is considered the head of government and the executive branch, similar to the role of the President in the US. Elected by being the leader of the party that holds the most seats in the House of Commons after general elections. They oversee cabinet and appoint its members generally from Parliament and the House of Commons. They are also the leader of the majority party in the House of Commons, and this is how they're elected. They also typically are the face and main representative of said political party during the elections. All of these roles and powers combined, the Prime Minister holds a great deal of influence over the general political direction of the UK's government and policy-making decisions during their service. There is no fixed term length for a Prime Minister, and a Prime Minister can be forced to retire via a vote of no confidence by the House of Commons. On the other hand, we have the Cabinet, and the main purpose of the UK's Cabinet and its members is to implement laws passed by the Parliament. Cabinet members are each appointed by the operating Prime Minister from Parliament, and the Prime Minister will typically choose members from their representative political party. Cabinet members each preside over a specific domain of society which they oversee policymaking for. Some of these include public education, health services, and foreign relations and foreign defense. Moving on to the judicial branch in the UK. Similar to the judicial branch in the US, the United Kingdom's judicial branch serves to interpret the law and act as a check on executive and legislative power. In order to maintain horizontal accountability, which I'll talk about a little bit more later, and fairness, it generally operates separately from both the legislative and executive bodies. AKA, decisions can be made without political influence or interference from Parliament. And though there is no single written constitution to base decisions on again, members of the judiciary system may interpret laws via previously established conventions and cases. They also have a duty to uphold essential civil and human rights. The judicial branch of courts operates on various levels, with the lowest level being the magistrates' courts, which handle local family and criminal cases generally, and consist largely of district judges. The highest level is the Supreme Court, which handles the most influential public and constitutional cases. The judicial branch's main tool for holding the government institutions accountable is known as judicial review. It's a process which is usually carried out by the High Court, which is the third highest court level in the judicial system, which serves to challenge the actions of public government bodies. If deemed unlawful, the aforementioned action may be nullified or rectified. And through the process of judicial review cannot directly disregard a law passed by Parliament, it can force a reconsideration or prompt an amendment. Talking about vertical accountability in the UK, individuals and social or political groups can hold the various branches accountable through a series of general elections. Citizens of the UK may vote on and elect figures to represent their interests into the Legislative House of Commons. Additionally, as the Prime Minister is selected from the political party that holds the most seats, the Prime Minister generally is representative of the majority public's political interests and beliefs. And though the judicial branch and Supreme Court system appoints its own judges, it holds publicized and transparent appointment processes that ensure judges are appointed based on merit and free of political influence. In terms of horizontal accountability, the various state institutions must be able to hold each other accountable. For example, there are various judicial review processes, which we already covered. The House of Commons examines and scrutinizes the various government departments' actions and debates upon proposed laws in order to ensure that they are valid. They can reject, amend, or propose new laws if needed. Every week, the Prime Minister must appear before the actions of Parliament to answer questions, enacting a form of direct questioning into their actions. This transparency is generally a check on executive power. Select committees are groups made up of various members of Parliament that work in both the upper and lower houses in order to investigate government and civil servant activities. Select committees generally serve to keep the executive power regulated as well. Higher levels of courts in the judicial branch keep lower courts in check by clarifying laws and standards. Lower courts can appeal cases to higher courts in order to maintain interpretation consistency in terms of interpreting laws. Thank you.